Ej, dobra, chcę to obejrzeć. To jest ziomek, który słynie z mega chujków na temat gier i ma film I Hate Elden Ring Nightreign. Trash. Dawaj oglądamy. Angielski materiał. Ja go oglądałem już kilka razy i chłop, no niestety takie bzdury gada.
Here, and today we're talking about Elden Ring Nightreign because I just stayed up all night playing it, beating bosses, unlocking relics, and actually trying to learn the game. And I gotta say, I hate it. I absolutely hate this game, and I'm surprised to say that because
teoretycznie ma prawo nie lubić jakiejś gierki, nie?
the original Elden Ring, in my opinion, is maybe in the top 3 best games ever made. I've put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours doing magic builds, melee builds, madness builds. I love the game.
Ciekawy stary jestem. Dawaj, weryfikujemy. Sprawa, nie musi mieć kontentu z tej gry. Ale... Tu ma Elden Ring Nightreign weird but fun. Stop begging for easy mode. No tak. Stricte z Eldena to chyba tu nic nie ma poza takimi take'ami. No nic, dobra.
Every aspect of it, from the exploration, the boss design, the cryptic lore. Whereas with Nightreign, this game, it sucks. It is a lazy cash grab. And I feel so weird and honestly kind of guilty saying that because From Software is one of my favorite studios.
Ej, nie macie takiego wrażenia, że ludzie są po prostu głupi i doprowadza to do sytuacji, w której ludzie mają pewne schematy i każdą sytuację interpretują jednym wyuczonym schematem i nie potrafią w ogóle zauważyć różnic pomiędzy różnymi elementami w innych schematach. I na przykład ludzie twierdzą tak, używanie ponownie tych samych bossów, używanie ponownie tych samych tekstur albo modeli lub animacji jest złe. I tyle. I koniec, kropka. I nie są w stanie zauważyć żadnej zależności, kiedy można to użyć dobrze, kiedy można to użyć źle. Po prostu złe i tyle.
Playing their stuff since 2009 when I imported a PlayStation 3 to play the original Demon's Souls. It's weird to think about the fact that inventing this genre of fun, difficult combat, how did that studio now in 2025 release a game that genuinely just makes no sense on
Trochę nie dziwię się, że mu się nie podoba ten Nightreign jako drugiego dnia mocny level.
its most base level. Let's talk about why this game sucks, why you probably see the low review scores, and why it's kind of getting review bombed on Steam, because I played it on PC. This game runs bad, it plays bad, it is bad, from my point of view. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, what is Elden Ring Nightreign? This is it's a co-op roguelike Souls game, meaning that you're able to explore, there's a slightly randomized map, there's randomized events, but the goal is to basically live as long as possible.
Ej, ale to jest giga ciekawe, bo największy problem Elden Ring Nightreigna, jaki ludzie mają, to jest fakt tego, że to jest gra w innym gatunku niż oni by chcieli. To jest tak, jakbyś stary poszedł na wulkanizację i zjebał typów, że się nie zajmują lakierowaniem aut, no nie? Czajcie, tak jakby kupujesz coś konkretnego, kupujesz konkretną usługę, kupujesz konkretny produkt, który, wiecie, jeszcze gdyby to tak było, żeby to było jakoś utajnione, to było wiadome od samego początku, stary, no nie? Czym ta gra będzie?
Fortnite-style ring continues to close. An entire run of the game takes about 40 minutes. And it's broken down into nights. Night 1, Night 2, and then Night 3, it's just the last boss. But the whole game is set at a breakneck pace. No mistakes, no exploration, no chance to stop and smell the roses.
No jak żadna eksploracja, jak ta gra bazuje tylko i wyłącznie na eksploracji? Co on pierdoli, stary? No chyba, że dla ludzi eksploracja to jest chodzenie i lizanie ścian i patrzenie na widoki. To nie, eksploracja to jest skrywanie nowego terenu. Ta gra polega tylko i wyłącznie na eksploracji. To jest jej filar.
Pace. No mistake.
Gra jest w szalonym tempie. No, zajebiście właśnie na tym polega. To jest tak, no nie wiem, stary. Grając w CS-a musisz raszować bombę podłożyć. No, o chuj tu chodzi. Nie wiem, czy ci ludzie są stary z jakiejś innej planety?
No exploration, no chance to stop and smell the roses. Every moment absolutely matters. But you also can't
Gdzie
split
wady?
up. You and your two teammates.
Jak nie można się rozstać? Przecież my nieraz się rozstawaliśmy z chłopakami i czyściliśmy inne fragmenty mapy, bo nas tak wypierdoliło. Przecież raz nas przeteleportowało nawet i czyściliśmy mapy z 2 różnych stron.
Have to immediately clear camps, find mini bosses, and get upgrades. But everything you find is randomized, from the weapons to the magic to the passive bonuses. So
Roguelike jest randomowy? Stary, o chuj tu chodzi?
you are very much constantly in a light state of panic. Now, why is that? It's because the game is way too hard. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I can't dodge. You can see in the gameplay.
Jest tak, że gra jest za ciężka, tylko wy jesteście zbyt słabi w gry. Pamiętajcie, ciężkie czasy tworzą silnych mężczyzn. Silni mężczyźni tworzą łatwe czasy, a łatwe czasy tworzą słabych mężczyzn, a słabi mężczyźni tworzą ciężkie czasy. I to tak idzie po prostu w kółko. No niestety, gracze się skazualizowali. Zbyt dużo randomów weszło, niestety, do grania. Wróćmy do czasów, gdy mówiłeś na imprezie, że jesteś graczem, to patrzyli na ciebie i mówili, nerd.
I know how to play Dark Souls. I've been playing it for almost 2 decades. The thing is, every boss, every enemy, in my opinion, hits about 20% too hard and has about 50% too much health. Like,
Ja pierdolę. I akurat pokazuje gameplay z Giliki, gdzie jednym skillem tyle życia je zeszło, nie? Faktycznie.
every boss can practically one-shot you. And it does get to a point where the only way to even possibly survive is to be perpetually power leveling and waste 0 seconds. If you make any mistake, run in any direction wrong for even a moment, if you climb up to the wrong fort, if you check the wrong church to try and get a flat
Ej, on chyba zrobi 15-minutowy statement na temat tego, że nie potrafi grać w gry komputerowe, nie?
task upgrade, you instantly lose your 40-minute run. But let me talk about the worst part of this game. It's forced co-op. There is a solo mode, but it's completely busted. But playing this game by yourself, you can't play it with 2 people. It is 3-player only. They said eventually they're trying to make a 2-player mode, but there is no voice chat. There's no text chat. There is no emotes. You can ping the map and literally nothing else. Now, here's why it makes so damn. So, the reason this makes it so damn hard is that after you beat the game for the first time,
No nie,
you
no stary, jak oni wchodzą na bossa pierwszego dnia na 3. levelu, to nie dziwię się, że gada, że gra jest zbyt ciężka.
unlock all these different Night Lords, and each of them just sort of plays slightly different. They've got different abilities, different area attacks, and a different elemental weakness. Now, because they have so much health and they hit so hard, you need to use that elemental weakness. If they're weak to fire or weak to lightning, you need to spend every upgrade of every fight for the entire hour-long run purely going towards that one elemental weakness. Oh wait, you can't communicate. The word
Ale co on gada, stary? Tu po prostu podnosisz broń z konkretnym elemental weaknessem i tyle. Nie musisz tego robić. My na pierwszych ranach w ogóle tego nie robiliśmy i zabiliśmy tych Night Lordów bez tego. I tu nie masz jakichś niesamowitych upgrade'ów do podnoszenia do tego. Widzisz, że boss jest podatny na lightning, szukasz broni pod lightning. That's it.
worst part of this game is the complete lack of voice chat. Now, for the entire time last night, I was playing with my best friend who actually, thankfully, is also very obsessed with Elden Ring. So we were able to competently sit in a call and communicate. But the problem is that with that third person, that random spot, we had people that would just grab random loot, pick it up off the ground. Oh yeah, loot is shared, meaning that sometimes you'd have people that just grabbed everything. Hey buddy, I'm trying to tank. Hey, I'm trying to do a bleed build. Hey, I'm trying to grab the Uchi Katana so I can do more stuns and stuff. Since you
Kurwa, ulta taka
can't
na
talk,
zwykłym oby
you
wywala.
cannot actually build a proper team comp. You can't actually say, hey, you go towards more grease items. That way we can throw fire on them. Hey, you start stacking lightning now. Because you can't communicate, when you
za
get to the
kurwa
bosses,
sposób
you
budowania
can't talk
postaci wymyśla w tej
strategy.
grze?
You can't properly communicate. And the worst part is that even when you do get to these bosses, there's a good chance that honestly your build is just going to suck because the randomization is way too fierce. Good
randomowy jest
roguelikes are
roguelike.
something I'm very much
Co wy gadacie, że stary podstawowy filar roguelike'a, który polega na randomowości ranów, został tutaj odpowiednio spełniony. Niedobrze, no minus
Now,
w chuj.
if you've not played a roguelike, essentially this is a newer genre that's popped up here in like the last 10 years. And I truly think that roguelikes are the best genre ever because they are literally infinitely replayable. It means slightly randomized runs. The bosses sometimes act the same, but basically every time you play it, everything is randomized, from the camps to the enemies to the upgrades. And that can create a good thrill if it's a well-tuned roguelike, because you always start weak and you always end strong. And it feels cool to feel those combination of abilities. Oh, I've got extra stamina. Oh, I've got extra stagger. Oh, I've got a special ability where when I stop moving, I call down these little shards of electricity that can actually hit people around me very nicely. The problem is that because enemies hit so hard, because you're constantly rushing, I feel like you never get a chance to stop and smell the roses. The best part of Elden Ring is the strategy, is figuring things out, is connecting those dots and making sure, hey, I can actually outplay this enemy. As soon as you're dead, you're dead. Now, if you die before like the big bosses show up, you can revive, but every time you die, you lose a level. If you lose a
Ale możesz go podnieść, stary.
level, your run is basically borked. I hate the fact that you cannot actually talk or communicate or do anything to actually say, hey, we need to go this way. We had times where we would be in a dungeon trying to clear it as fast as possible before that Fortnite fire ring closes, and then one of our guys just runs off into the woods. What do? Do we chase him down? Do we hope he knows what he's doing? Does he have some sort of idea? Did he find a map that shows a nearby treasure chest that's a good, clear upgrade? You have no idea. You can't talk. You can't ping. And you're like, okay, I guess this run is screwed. We had multiple runs where we had 30 minutes of tight, clean, awesome progression where we had actual good builds, actual good synergies to our ultimate attacks and stuff. And then...
Wiecie co? Teraz mam wrażenie, że to jest taki typ gracza, który jak mu coś nie wyszło w grze, to znajdzie każdy powód, żeby zwalić winę na to, dlaczego mu nie wyszło. Że masa osób na streamie mówiła, że przecież z randomami to kurwa przychodziło bez problemu. Nadal nie mówisz, że to przecież z randomami?
Whoopsie doodle, somebody makes a mistake 30 minutes down the drain. Now you'd think, oh, that's an interesting style of challenge. But I guess I don't like challenge where other people can ruin my run. It doesn't matter how good I'm playing. It doesn't matter how smart I'm playing. It doesn't matter how much research I've done and practiced the enemy's attacks. Since every enemy has way too much health, you can't solo them. One good player isn't going to be able to carry the team. Now, my thing is that when it comes to these bosses, I feel like they have 6 times the health they normally would. You would expect they would have 3 times the health because there's 3 players. It really does feel like they're...
Wyobrażacie sobie, ile by trwały te walki, gdyby oni mieli 6 razy mniej życia? Przecież to by były 5-sekundowe walki.
There is 6 times the health. And I don't like that.
Wchodzisz na last bossa i na pierwszym openerze mu 20%
everybody being
ściągasz.
so spongy, even when we did win, even when we completely beat the game, it felt weird to just sit there and bash on a bad guy for like just solid 15 minutes. Hit, dodge. Hit,
stary,
hit, dodge.
5. level, stary manie.
Hit, dodge. Hit, dodge. 100% efficiency. One mistake, the run is done.
Ja pierdolę, stary, nie wiem, jak można gadać, że jeden błąd wywala ci cały run w grze, w której możesz się nawzajem podnosić.
Times where literally we were all playing perfect, an enemy came up, and it turns out they were like a level 12 enemy, and we're at level 8, and it just one-shots the entire party. Sorry, good luck, so long, screw off. Now, people don't get instantly killed. Instead, they get downed. But when you down somebody, your teammates can come up and hit you while you're down on the ground, and it picks you back up. But here's the thing. When somebody has the first down, it takes about 3 hits to pick them up. When they're down a second time, it takes about 8 hits to pick them up. When they're down a third time,
O Jezu, ty, za każdym razem, gdy popełniasz błąd, to jest coraz większy koszt tego. Niemożliwe. Ja bym proponował, że za pierwszym razem musisz kogoś podnieść, to go trzeba pacnąć kilka razy, a potem się to automatycznie robi, żeby nie było za ciężko, nie?
Takes 15 hits to pick them up. And if you don't pick them up in 3 seconds, the bar resets. Meaning that we have had times where me and my buddy had a partner that was down, and they were very good, so we're trying to pick them up while the boss is chasing us around. And by the way, if he touches us, it's a one-shot. We had to try and do about 40 hits to pick a guy up before the timer ran.
One shot? zbudowany z 2
one shot.
ataków.
We had to try and do
A też tego ma stary na 2 ataki, tego ma na 1, podnosi tego. No ja pierdolę.
about 40 hits to pick a guy up before the timer ran out. This kind of stuff is not fun. It's frustrating because it requires a sense of progression that to me just doesn't feel warranted. If I was able to talk or communicate or strategize, if I was able to sit in a lobby and say, hey, we're doing this boss specifically, we've got this idea, hey, I'm picking this class, I've got the guy who's really good with the grapple hook, who has the explosive arm, I'll be good at stunning them. Oh, he's going for the tank, let him grab the shields, make sure that he's ready to tank and spank these bad guys. Oh, you're going more towards a magic build or a healer build, let's try to figure that out. The fact that you cannot communicate makes these incredibly difficult.
Ale nie macie wrażenia, że to jest jeden z takich elementów, który przeraża ludzi w roguelike'ach, że to nie są gry, gdzie możesz wejść i sobie założyć, że zagram buildem, który się będzie automatycznie leczył pod lifesteala, bo ci mogą nie dropnąć te rzeczy, że są gry, które wymagają od ciebie adaptacji, ale w trakcie trwania rana.
Bosses, in a lot of ways, unplayable. Oh yeah, also, it runs terrible. I have a high-end PC. My buddy has like a $7,000 PC. This game runs like
Komputer za $7,000, to co on tam do chuja ma? Kable z złota?
trash. And that's not just for us. The entire Steam reviews are filled with people saying, what the hell kind of performance issues? How does this
To jest ten synek u ciebie w szkole, w klasie, co mówi, że jego wujek ma GTA 7, bo pracuje w Rockstarze i ma kompa za $1 000 000, nie?
even have performance issues when Elden Ring runs so good? You can look at the code. I bet this is just exactly Elden Ring. Oh yeah, this is just Elden Ring and the fact that there's no new
Ciekawe, czy ten komputer robi mu loda, że taka cena? Może to jest jedyna osoba, która mu to robi.
weapons. There's a couple new bosses. There's not really any new music. It seems like this is just straight up an asset flip. They took the exact game, gave it to the C team, let them remix it, and sold it with a $40 price tag. If this was free DLC, if they tacked this on, I would actually be more accepting of it because this could be an interesting mode to play for a bit, but a $40 price tag, it signifies the fact that they trusted this to be the next chapter of Elden Ring, one of the best games ever made. I also don't
Next chapter of Elden. Nie, sorry, nie mogę oglądać tego
like the fact
materiału.
that it doesn't teach you anything in the game. It doesn't tell you what these items are. It doesn't teach you how you dual wield. It doesn't teach you how to change weapons. It doesn't teach you anything because it assumes you have already put
tutorialu nie ma,
those hundreds of hours of Elden Ring. A good game, even a good
Ale
sequel,
kurwa, w
even
tej
a
grze
good
jest
spin-off,
tutorial.
I think should teach you how the hell the game works.
Ale co w tej grze trzeba było więcej nauczyć graczy, poza tym, co było w tutorialu? Ja nie wiem, drugi raz słyszę ten argument względem tej gry.
I'm annoyed because I think there needs to be a better sense of progression for every single run. When you're playing
Co ty
this,
gadasz,
you are very
Brandon?
much at the whims of just hoping you get good stuff. The map
Dzięki,
stays
Paweł, za
pretty
Prima.
static. The map doesn't evolve that much, but you will get these things like the Shattered Earth event. Sometimes something massive shows up, an electric storm that empowers enemies. And if you kill those enemies, which of course makes them 3 times harder, now they give you 5 times the souls. Okay, those are tough. We've encountered those, and when you survive, hey, great reward. That kind of stuff at times can be thrilling, but sometimes you'll just get a giant volcano that's way too big, and you go, okay, that's a level 10 area. We can't go there till night 2. That makes sense. Oh wait, the storm is closing, and it crushes us into the volcano. Because of that stupid Fortnite ring, I have been shoved into lava. I've run into sheer cliffs and just died to the storm. I've had incredibly good
Jezu, gra z formułą zmniejszającego się terenu sforsowała go do grania na konkretnym terenie, na którym sobie nie poradził i umarł.
runs
Niesamowite.
die because the storm just shoved me into a wall that had no way to climb it. This game's randomization is terribly designed. Good randomization is exciting. Good randomization keeps the game perpetually fresh. You truly cannot imagine what comes next.
Śmieszne jest to, że on gada o tym one-shotowaniu, ani razu nie pokazał, że
Sounded
został
good.
zone-shotowany.
I think that this game is going to be modded, and whatever the hackers make out of this is going to be infinitely better than whatever we have now. I'm curious to see what people are able to mod to make this into a single-player experience, a single-player roguelike with properly balanced enemies that aren't such a sheer spike in difficulty. I'm sure some people are going to be like, oh, just get better. play the game. Trust me, I have played hundreds of hours of Elden Ring. I've done low-level builds. I've done purposely gimped builds where I'm not strong enough. This is more than just I can't do much damage. It's more of
Fajnie.
the
Pogadał, jak to dużo robił ranów, ale efektu tego żadnego nie ma. Po skillu i po gameplayu też tego nie widać. Ciekawy jestem. Chciałem zobaczyć tego postaci w tych challenge
bosses
ranów.
take 80 hits, and if they hit you once, you're dead. Having that back to back to back, not being able to practice to attempt to really get good at these fights, it just becomes boring. My buddy, after we played this all night, he loves Elden Ring. At the very end of the night, he said,
Ja lubię ten argument. Mój kolega, co gra w Elden Ringa.
Dreamcast guy, I'm glad I helped you make this video, but I ain't ever playing this again. I'm not playing it for fun. I'm not logging in. I'm going to freaking tell Steam that it doesn't work and try to get a freaking refund. This game is unplayable trash. And I'm kind of in that spot where I think this game has some interesting ideas, some strong merits, but this package, it's bad. As an Elden Ring fan, it is just bad. What the heck? If you're looking for that From Software charm, but with your friends...
Nie no, czyli generalnie gra jest zła, bo jest oparta o filary, które są jej podstawowym założeniem, na to wychodzi.
Go play the co-op mod for Elden Ring. That is honestly sharp. You can play the whole game start to finish. And honestly, it's better balanced, it's more fun, and of course, it's actually interesting. This is boring slop. I think Bandai Namco forced them to make... Somebody at the studio literally wanted a cash grab, and I've never seen From Software do a cash grab, and I'll be honest, I don't like it. How do you feel about Elden Ring Nightreign? I can't even give it a score. I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below.
Skoro wzięło się u ludzi takie przekonanie, że gra to coś, w czym powinien poradzić sobie każdy, w każdych warunkach, wyzwania i potencjalne trudności do pokonania są traktowane jak błędy w designie, a nowe połączenia jako coś niechcianego, czym nie warto się interesować. Z wychowania całej grupy w społeczeństwie i całego pokolenia na podstawie rozdawania im nagród za uczestniczenie w konkursie. Za zrezygnowanie z całego wyścigu i kompetycji, od uczenia ludzi kompetycji, od uczenia ludzi zdobywania nowych umiejętności i klepania każdego kurwa zjeba po głowie i mówienia tak, jest wyjątkowo, Oskarku, tak, wcale nie jesteś gorszy od innych, nie? Może jesteś głupszy, ale jesteś w czymś wyjątkowy. No to totalnie z tego się to wzięło. Niestety, jako ludzkość musimy się zastanowić, w jaką stronę zmierzamy, bo no doszliśmy do etapu, no nie, w naszym świecie, gdzie dzieci, które jadły Tide Podsy, jak się to nazywa, te kapsułki do prania, to jeżdżą samochodami obecnie, no nie, i mogą głosować. I to już staje się niebezpieczne. I to jest najgorsze.
Please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also...
Nie, masakra. Jak pójść na koncert Behemota, narzekać, że nie ma postorałek. No, bez kitu, trochę tak. No nie, giga bad take'a ziomą zajebał. Takiego niekonkretnego. No ale chuj, no. No jest jak jest.